Hello everyone, my name is Orijit Shaha and I will be your instructor for this session. In this first video, we are going to discuss regarding employability skills. First, let us learn what is an employability skill. These are basic skills necessary for getting, keeping and doing well in a job. These skills enable workers to get along with each other, their peers or supervisors. At this point, we will focus on communication skill. It is one of the fundamental skills in any industry. Let us start by discussing what is communication. Communication in layman's terms can be said as a conversation. So for us to have a conversation, there must be two parties in which one will be a sender and the other a receiver. It is a two-way interaction. There cannot be a conversation if the sender is only speaking and receiving no reply or feedback. Therefore, there must be a two-way communication. It can be both verbal as well as non-verbal. While in a conversation, we sometimes nod our head or use hand gestures to say something. Even when we are chatting in WhatsApp or any other instant messaging platforms, instead of typing text, we send emojis or stickers. We can't call a communication a proper communication until we understand what is being said to us. If the receiver does not understand what is being said or the sender does not get a proper feedback or reply, we can't call it a communication. So, at the end of the conversation, what we really do is transfer and share our knowledge. Next, let us discuss the features of effective communication. There must be a sender and a receiver. It must convey a proper meaning. As in a conversation, we must listen attentively to what is being said to us so that we can provide a proper reply or feedback. Hence, a communication to be effective, the receiver must listen carefully. After the receiver listens carefully, he or she must provide a feedback to the sender. That can be done verbally or non-verbally. Therefore, we can conclude that it is a meaningful process. The next topic is communication cycle. Let us discuss this topic using an example. Suppose this is you and you have something in your mind that you want to discuss with your friend over here. You both are at home, so you think of different methods to share your thoughts. You have options for phone call, text messages, email, and many more. Maybe you choose to write an email, so you compose it properly, and this process is called encoding the message. After this, you click on the send button. After a minute or so, your friend receives and reads the email and gets your message properly. This process is called decoding the message. So therefore, he or she sends you a reply. As you can see it in the diagram, it forms a cycle. Students, please remember that the given diagram is very important. Let us now discuss the impact of effective communication in our life. When a group discussion is going on, it encourages proper communication among the participants, which can lead to better understanding of a job that is being discussed. It helps the team members to build a proper professional relationship among themselves. When the team leader is able to effectively communicate with the team, he or she can keep the team motivated so that they can easily work towards a common goal. If a person can communicate effectively, then that person could become a better diplomat when problems arise in any team. It helps that person to resolve issues very quickly. Better communication always leads to less misunderstanding. When a person is clear what he or she has to perform, that person will not have any doubts, which will reduce anxiety of making mistakes and will save time to finish the task. In the end, the way we communicate will always affect our personal as well as our professional life. The next topic that we are going to discuss is barriers to communication. The term barrier means something that prevents us to do our task at hand, and if the task in hand is communication that is being prevented by someone or something, we call it barrier to communication. Barrier to communication can be divided into three different parts: environmental, situational, and individual. So first let us discuss environmental barriers. Environmental barrier means any barrier that is caused due to environment. Suppose after a heavy storm, communication lines has been disrupted and you are unable to make any phone calls or receive. Or maybe geographically the sender and the receiver are in two different parts of the world and there is no proper medium of communication. Situational barrier means that when a co-worker is constantly angry with everything around him or her, it affects all the other workers. Even when a supervisor behaves improperly with a junior worker, the same thing follows. In that case, the co-worker or supervisor may not understand the message that is being sent to them. There are some individual barriers that are also related, but only to a single person, like the attitude of the sender or receiver. Too much or too less will definitely create a barrier in communication. If a person has linguistic problems, which can be either speaking or understanding a language, it can create a communication barrier. If someone is inattentive, then it is obvious that he or she will not be able to understand the message. If a person is emotionally unstable, then also that person won't be able to understand what is being said. In the end, we can conclude that anything that disrupts a proper communication is a barrier to communication. This is the end of session 1. Post your queries in the comment section. Thank you.